Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is Vince Metzger, the athletic director at Rio Rancho High School. And Vince, well, good news. I guess that's the way we start the thing. It's just good news. It's been almost a year and a lot of moving parts for a year. But hey, we're Rio Rancho's getting it going, and ProView's looking forward to doing as many games as we can. So, uh, eh, well,
Thank you.
let's go. Hey, let's go back a year ago and really a lot of what happened. I mean, it was like a year ago. How was it presented to you, and how did you react to have to tell everybody that, or be the bad guy and say that there's going to be no more sports just for the spring at that time?
Well. First of all, thanks, Steve, for having me on the show. I appreciate it, and I'm really excited to partner exclusively with ProView Networks this year at Rio Rancho High School, and I think our families, because we've gotten the word out, are excited that even though right now currently there's no fans allowed in the stands in any of our activities, they're going to have a quality broadcast and they could watch a streamed production. So I really appreciate that. We've worked with you for many years, and so looking forward to it. But last year, going back to last year, was tough. It was something that really we weren't expecting. And the news around the country about the COVID-19, and it was that travel was being restricted, and we kind of saw it coming. But when it actually we got the word, and it at first was what they told us on March 13th, it was going to be a 3-week moratorium. So it wasn't on that day a shutdown of sports for the entire year. It was we're going to shut down for 3 weeks, and then we thought that maybe just we'll come back. But I think within the course of about 3 or 4 days, we get the email, and it said we're shutting down sports for the year. And honestly, I could say to you, I got emotional when I read that email. It was just never thought we'd be in that position, and for my kids, for my school, my coaches. So it was an emotional email that I had read, and then it was hard to send that out and to start communicating with coaches about the implications of that, because we were in a very successful spring sports season at that time. Our baseball team was ranked, I think, nationally, playing some nationally recognized teams in some tournament in El Paso, and we were loaded. And softball team, we were same thing. We were loaded with a good senior class. We were looking to repeat, maybe as state champions. Our track teams were strong. Our tennis, brand new boys tennis coach. So all those things in place. It was just a really tough letdown when we got the word.
Well, I know it's easier said, but I mean, everybody's asking you a lot of questions, and you really didn't have a lot of answers. I mean, it was just basically, $1 million question, and I was right there with you. I was going, hey, 3 weeks, we'll wait 3 weeks, and we're ready to go. And then the 3 weeks came, and then you have to go back and talk with your coaches and tell them that I think at that time was when it was announced that this wasn't going to be any spring sports.
And Steve, it was, I can't really remember. I mean, everyone was disappointed, but I think the fear at the time with coronavirus was it was all new, and there was a lot of fear. And I think at the time, the call was made, and yes, it was disappointing, but everyone was wanted to be safe, and everyone wanted to have their families safe and their kids safe. So I think overall, for the most part, it was accepted, and we moved on. So I think that was the overarching feeling, is that okay, we're doing this for the common good for us all, and for our families, and for the state of New Mexico.
Well, and like I said, we were all moving forward, thinking August is going to come around, and football season, which Rio Rancho and Cleveland, and the Rio Rancho in the state is very, very big in football, and all of a sudden you have that same. I don't know if you have it. It hits again that I remember, and I had Bruce Carver in my office, and he just said, it was early June or July, and he says, Steve, what do you think? And I said, I don't think it's going to happen, and I wasn't being negative. I was just being, I'm just going by what the governor and by the science of what's happening. I go, and I, I'm sure you heard this. Hey, we want to start school started quickly because we haven't got through. We have phase 2 is going to really hurt worse than phase 1. I made a statement to Bruce, and he wasn't real happy with me. But I said, look, I don't think we got out of phase 1 yet. I mean, we got to get out of phase 1 before we can go to phase 2 in this virus. And sure enough, in my own way, I was right. Not being gloating myself, but I was, it was reality that football and fall sports weren't going to happen this year or last year.
Yeah, and I'm always kind of thinking the positive, and so since the summer, I was telling everybody, oh, I believe it's going to happen. I believe we're going to have a fall season, and then that fell through. But I always kept faith that we would, come back. And the only time I got negative was about 2 weeks ago, and I think I had a conversation with you on the phone, and my attitude turned because I felt at that time for our school district that it wasn't going to happen. It was the 11th hour, and it was, and that's when I felt, I think, a negative that this is not going to happen. Well, and then it did, and within 2 days of those thoughts, here we are. We're opened up. So that was a good day.
Well, that Hail Mary pass came through, man. It came in the last second of the game, and really caught a lot of people off stride. But it was a good decision, and it's very exciting. And there's like new energy around the sports world and in the high school, and I'm glad that we're going to be a big part of Pro View's going to be a big part of Rio Rancho and providing those games to the deal. And I know you and I are working those things out. And man, so we're going to go to top 20 or top 10 plays of Dream Style, and then we're going to come back and talk more about Rio Rancho and the athletics and give me a start date and give me all those good things that we need to hear about.
You got it.
As Javi's looking, and he's got a guy wide open, and it's Gay, and he's going to walk into the end zone. But he did a good job with it. First and goal, it's Chavez to the middle, and Chavez stops.
And Stevens in motion. On the handoff to Mitchell. Look out! Oh, see you later. Take it to the house. Fly, Cardinals fly. To the other side, provides some protection. And off to Webskowski again. Look out. See you later. Good night. Touchdown, Webskowski. Day. He's going to fire to the end zone. Open man! Touchdown! Wildcats! Not a defender inside. A little bit. Kowski on the sideline! Hasta mañana! He's off to the races! Touchdown! Clovis!
Albuquerque this afternoon.
34-24. Late in the third. How about this run? Nice play. Dickerman, he's still on his feet. Touchdown, Wolverine.
Exactly what they want to get yards. He's going to go for it. He's got a guy towards the end zone. It's grabbed. Touchdown. What a play.
And long here for the Storm. Handoff to, we're going to fake the handoff, excuse me. Davidson on the deep ball. He's got some space, and it's caught. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Storm. Wow. Santa Maria.
He'll send one deep and returnable at the 2. Usually Volcano do either a reverse or a fake reverse, and here it is a reverse. And a move to the outside. There is a lane. Look out! Shot out of a cannon. Rodriguez is going to take it all the way.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We got Vince Metzger, the athletic director at Rio Rancho High School, and I tell you, 2 weeks ago I go back to that conversation, and I can just hear it in your voice that you just fought, and you've heard you've made every positive case that we need to get Rio Rancho and Cleveland and Rio Rancho schools going, and it was kind of like you probably felt that it was at the end, but now we've got new life, and I know your life's been busy. A lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, and a lot of moving parts. And kind of tell us what you're doing the last week since you found out that school's going to start.
Okay, and first, I do want to say, and I really have to give our administration and our superintendent of Rio Rancho Public Schools, Sue Cleveland, credit for what they did for about 2 weeks in Santa Fe, and getting our hybrid model as an approved model to open up our athletics. And she did, and she has always backed and supported our athletic programs, our activity programs in Rio Rancho Public Schools. So, much credit and kudos to her and her staff for getting this done. But yeah, since then, that day was an exciting day. But then since we had to hit the ground with new scheduling, because we were told we've had 3 schedules. The initial schedule that we made for this school year was gone, and so we get some new guidelines, I think, in the summer. So we created new schedules across the board, and then those were gone. So when we got the word that we're going to open up this week, we've been working on volleyball, soccer schedules, cross country, and the NMA is picking up the football schedule for us. So we've yet to get that. Probably this afternoon. They've said that they would get us a varsity football schedule to the entire state. They put that together. So it's been a lot of phone calls. It's been a lot of trying to get games and fill in, and it's really difficult. We're taking for instance, volleyball schedule. We have a 3-week window to get 12 games in. So if you do the math, that's 4 matches per week if you go the max 12 game limit. And so, typically we don't like to schedule matches back to back, but we're doing back to back to back to back. And our coaches are okay with it. Our coach, they want to play. They want the kids to play games. And so we're just scheduling the max, and we're piling it into a short window.
Well, I think the whole state. I think everybody's understands. They just want to get, coaches want to, that's what the kids are supposed to be doing, supposed to be playing, and whatever the schedule may be or may not be, I think is great that we're seeing that happen. And there's so much great talk, because there's some schools that are not fortunate enough that are going to get a play this year, and I think that's something that there's got to be, that you're preaching to your coaches and everything. Hey, look, this is what we're just throwing at us. Let's just get it done. Let's have a great year.
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, when I see the Twitter, the tweets, and the Instagram, and things that are going on in the news with kids that are not getting the opportunity, namely in the Albuquerque metro area, it's devastating to us as Rio Rancho Public Schools, because that's our competition, and that's our district, in District 1, 5A, and to lose out on competing with those athletes, it's difficult. We're not at all feeling good about that, and we support their cause, and we hope that they do get on board and online right away, because we're going to miss that competition. So we've had to fill in our non-district schedules. Well, our district schedule, we came up with in volleyball and soccer, and maybe it'll continue, adding Capitol High School and Santa Fe High School in our district. In cross country, we were picking up not only those two schools, but Piedra Vista and Farmington High School. So that's the district. And then try to find non-district games to fill in our schedules. We're looking at 3A schools, 4A schools, and the private schools just to fill in our schedule. So it's been a little difficult, but everyone's been cooperative, and I think we got those two schedules knocked out.
Well, I know that's a lot of work for you and your staff. And it's just, I know it's not you, but you've got all your coaching staff that they're putting their input in, and again, it's just the ability to go play and let it all work, and it's so great to see the time and effort that the whole administration, all of Rio Rancho to make this happen and to make it happen quickly. So. I just want people to understand that this is something that I'm sure you're up all night long trying to make sure that you've covered all your X's and O's.
Yeah, we have good people around me, like you said. Our coaching staff, they're second to none, and they're experienced and they're veterans. So their knowledge and wisdom that I glean from is very important to me. I got a great administrative assistant, and then my administration at the district office, Larry Chav, is very supportive. So it's a team effort with the facilities department and the custodial department and the security department. It's a team effort to put this together the right way. And so, yeah, we're hopefully everything will go without a hitch.
And so help me out. Explain what Rio Rancho has to do before they can play a match or a game or over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
As far as planning an event?
No, I guess there's a lot of misconception, and me myself too. You have to wait 2 weeks before you can play. Yeah, okay, and then explain. And I think football, you have to wait 8 days. So basically, football, there couldn't be a football game, if I'm correct, for 22 days. Is that correct?
Well, no. What happened was when we were given the go-ahead as a state, as March 8th was the time that schools could go into a hybrid model or start meeting in person. So then every district had to decide with everybody's board of education when they're going to jump in, if at all. And some school districts jumped in February 8th. Our district jumped in February 22nd. So from that point, wherever that district decided to jump in, there was a 2-week or a 14 calendar day acclimation period that the state would just kind of monitor COVID cases at that school before letting them compete. So since we came on board on this Monday, the 22nd, our first day to compete would be March 8th.
And then there's one other thing. For 2 weeks span for the whole school, 4 cases. So that's being monitored for if there's 4 cases, then that could make it wait 2 more weeks. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I really don't know what they're in that 14-day acclimation period, what they're looking for, other than keeping those cases low. But yes, if there's 4 cases in the school in a 2-week period, they will shut the school down for 2 weeks, the entire school and all the activity programs.
I'll tell you what, we're going to go to a break, and we're going to come back and talk more about Rio Rancho and the things that you got to overcome to make this thing happen.
Okay, thank you.
Drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide on Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You're watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We got Vince Metzgar, athletic director at Rio Rancho. And again, thanks for coming on. I know you've been busy, and we've scheduled a couple times, and it's always great for you to take the time to talk and also communicate to the community about, the things that you're going through to keep this happening.
Yeah, no, I appreciate being on your show. And Wednesdays, I'm at home right now because it's a deep cleaning day in our district. The kids are not on campus, and the custodial staff are deep cleaning our facilities. So here I am sitting at home.
I tell you, so while we're speaking about it, let's talk about what is a hybrid situation. A lot of people don't, really understand virtual reality and hybrid, and yours is a modified hybrid. And again, Sue Cleveland went and fought for your deal and made it happen. But talk about the hybrid situation at Rio Rancho currently.
Well, yeah. We currently, right now, as of Monday, we seniors are back on campus. Those that wanted to come and take part of in-person learning, and it's not all the seniors at once. There's 2 groups. I think Monday and Tuesday we have last name letters A through L. And then Wednesdays are off for deep cleaning. And then Thursday and Friday, we have M through Z. Found out today, and this is just hot off the press, we're going to bring our freshmen back March 8th. So they're going to be phasing in the freshmen. And then there hasn't been a date yet when we're going to bring sophomores and juniors back. But that's kind of what you said, is a modified hybrid where we phase in different grade levels.
Well, that's awesome. And do you think by the end of the year it'll be more grades phased in, assuming we're moving toward the word green across the state?
Yeah, that's the goal of our district, to get every kid back. But as you know, we're getting, we're already in March almost, and May. I think the last day of school is the end of May, so there's only so much time to get those other kids back. But that's the goal, Steve.
Well, I tell you, you said it, that time frame is so important, and you really got to going back to your administration to get this happen. I re-saying what I said earlier was like, I got that, dude. I was like, wow, this is great, because there's a lot of happy people in Rio Rancho right now, and it seemed there was a little bit of hope and momentum going for APS. And I know that's affected a lot of things that in your decision making over the last 2 weeks. Is APS going to be in or not? And it doesn't look well at the moment for Rio Rancho. But there could be a Hail Mary, and maybe it's be positive, and something maybe could happen in the next 3 or 4 days, and we could have Rio Rancho have APS in, which just makes it more better for scheduling. But then you'd have to reschedule again if that did happen. Is that correct?
I think if they came in now, because at some point the NMA said to all the athletic directors that were in to proceed with schedule. So there's not going to be changes if APS comes in at this point, other than they would begin to schedule within themselves. And then hopefully before winter sports, then we can include them in all of our master schedules for winter scheduling. So we're hoping.
Well, let's kind of talk about your coaches and your personnel coming back. I know you got a new football coach. We had him on the Steve Davis show, and I tell you, he was a great find. Just by interviewing him, and I think his record speaks for himself. And how fortunate is you? You got 2 Hall of Fame coaches on your coaching staff. That makes you look pretty good yourself.
Well, I mean, two national coach of the years. Yeah, that's one. Having one on a staff would be very rare. But we have, like I said earlier, just an amazing veteran staff. When I took over this job 12 years ago, we had coaches that are still there that were there from day one, and these are Hall of Fame coaches. And the four coaches I'm talking about are Ron Murphy, baseball, Toby Manzanares, volleyball. We have Paul Coleman, softball, who was just announced as the state softball coach of the year. And then Uva Balzi is our girls soccer coach. So, and that's just our head coaches. We have had some assistants and other head coaches now that have been, worked into the ranks, very veteran staff, very knowledgeable, very, I couldn't be more proud and couldn't be more fortunate to have.
Well, I tell you, that speaks a lot. That speaks a lot of you and the staff and the school itself. That when you can keep coaches there, and that is, as we all know, the longevity of coaches means that they're successful, and they really have bought into what you wanted to portray, and also what the community wants in the city.
Yeah, those our programs years ago when they were founded, into now, they've set a standard that is very high, and just proud to be a part of it, Steve.
Well, I tell you something else that you got to be really proud of is your facilities. I mean, and you got to see it develop. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's as good as it is anywhere in the state.
That is one of the things I'm just most proud of. And over the years since I've been there, this is my 12th year as athletic director, our district has supported many upgrades to our facilities, which, our school is about almost 25 years old. But our district has done an outstanding job keeping our facilities upgraded and maintained. And so that's one of the things we're most proud of is our facilities, whether it's our baseball complex, our softball complex, our soccer complex. It's just every time I walk on campus or go to our facilities, I'm just in awe still.
Well, I tell you, and I think the word that's great is that you're still not satisfied, because last year I think you put lights in the baseball field. So every time or if there's new technology coming in, you're the first program in the state to make it happen.
Yeah, and in fact, we just got an upgrade to our track and field. We, it's been lacking restrooms and a custodial, permanent building. So we just got with the bond project, got that built. So we've upgraded our track and field.
Well, I'll tell you, sports is going to happen here, and we're excited. I know you're excited on your coaching staff. The students are happy, parents are happy, and now the competitions are going to begin, as soon as schedules come out, and that's probably by the end of the week or by next week, they'll be all done, and you'll be able to answer those questions on with fluidity, knowing exactly what's going to happen.
Well, the schedules are done for the fall. I just haven't publicized them yet. I'll probably publicize them here in the next few hours, probably.
Well, Ben, hey, I want to thank you for coming on the Steve Davis Show, and let's keep that athletics, keep everything positive for the rest of the year, and let's finish 2021 very well.
Will do, Steve. Thanks again for everything. Thanks for all you guys, what you do for kids and for our school this year. Thank you.